silent.
Stand up a little bit.
Call this council meeting to order for today. It's 5:30 at this time, and we're first going to do the invocation of Councilmember Reed, and then follow the pledge.
Father God, we thank you for this beautiful day you created for us. Thank you, God, for this wonderful city. Pray, God, for this meeting on tonight. We pray that you will be with all of us as council leaders and administration. Just pray, God, that your will be done on tonight. Have your way in this place. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first off, we got roll call.
Councilwoman Smith.
Here.
Councilwoman Tate.
Here.
Councilman Udry.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Temple.
Here.
Councilman Brown. Vice President Herbert.
Here.
Councilwoman Douglas.
Next, we have approval of minutes held on April 16th, 2024. We've got a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Smith.
Aye.
Councilwoman Tate. Councilman Udry. Councilwoman Temple.
Aye.
Vice President Herbert.
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas.
Now we have no recognition of awards and no adoptions of resolutions at this time. Next, we have introduction of ordinances. The next ordinance will be introduced by Councilwoman Cates.
An ordinance introducing the City of Bogalusa operating budget and capital budget for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2024.
Okay? Thank you, Councilwoman Cates. Next, we have an ordinance to be introduced. Councilwoman Cates wants to do.
An ordinance to amend ordinance number 2789 authorizing the mayor of the City of Bogalusa to enter into an amended lease agreement with Washington Parish Council on Aging.
Okay? Next, we're going to have public hearing and adoption of ordinances. This ordinance is by Councilwoman Cates. Councilwoman Cates.
An ordinance setting Avalarian tax rates and leveling such taxes for 2024 as required by law. Now, this particular tax was expounded upon our last council meeting. Our bond attorney was here, Attorney Wolf, and I'm sorry if he's here tonight, but it's a renewal tax. And I can read the It will become, this particular tax will be coming up on our, November, ballot for, the proper administrative officials of the parish of Washington State hereby empowered, set forth upon the assessment rolls of the parish for the year 2024 to Bogalusa according to law, and that an Avalarian tax levy shall become a permanent lien and privilege on all property subject to taxation and herein set forth, and collection therein shall be enforceable in the manner provided by law.
Okay. Do we have a motion and second? Second? Okay. Now, public participation. If you have any questions, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. You will have 2 minutes. I'll get your time.
Gavin, Hopewell, City Avenue, just so that everybody who's watching on TV or whatever, can you confirm this is a renewal and not an increase? Anybody on the council? Please? Okay, it's not.
She's asking if this is a renewal or increase.
Oh, I had mentioned, I'm sorry, I thought I made it clear, it's renewal.
Thank
It
you.
is a
Yes, it's renewal. I'm sorry, nobody heard me.
Anybody else have any questions about this? Please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. If there be none, council discussion. No council discussion. And this is going to be on the presidential ballot, right? It's gonna be-
Correct, no,
So
okay.
that's in the presidential ballot. We will do. Okay. Roll call.
Councilwoman Smith.
Aye.
Councilwoman Cates.
Aye.
Councilman Overy.
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples. Aye. Vice President Urban.
Aye.
Councilwoman Shirley.
Next, we have an ordinance to introduce by Councilwoman Smith.
Before we start, can we do our introduction? We forgot to do a mini agenda to introduce you. It's just for
We
introduction.
do need to, what was it?
An introduction, it's just an introduction.
Well, it's going to be an emergency. It's a considered emergency ordinance, so
But
therefore.
we're gonna
it's a
vote on
public
it, but we
hearing
need
tonight.
to, do we need to, do it before then? Do we need to do it before then? since
Yeah, hang on,
we-
we're-
Okay. Not a problem.
President, Vice President Urban, I make a motion to amend the agenda to present, ordinance.
Speaking to the microphone.
I make a motion to amend the agenda to present ordinance, an emergency ordinance.
Okay. This is only to amend the agenda. This is not to vote on this ordinance. So I want to
Right.
clarify that before we begin. It's only to amend the agenda. This is an emergency ordinance to authorize the mayor to enter a contract to repair the sewer pump at Amanda Court lift station.
Exactly.
Okay, now, we're only amending the agenda, and, all right, so roll call.
Councilwoman Smith.
Aye.
Councilwoman Cates.
Aye.
Councilman Overy.
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples.
Aye.
Vice President Urban.
Aye.
Councilwoman Davis.
All right, now, we
Point of order though. If you're voting on something, there is public participation, period, no exceptions, no nothing. If you guys do a roll call vote, you are required
Let's do
to
it
have
then.
public
Now-
participation.
we're
Now,
only,
it doesn't matter,
we're only amending this.
ask the attorney.
We're only
Ask the
amending the
attorney.
agenda. We're only-
Mr. Vice President is correct.
Mm-mm.
We're not adopting no resolution.
It doesn't matter, you voted.
Okay, let's move on.
This particular ordinance is, it was amended, the agenda was amended. We had some problems, with one of our, lift stations on Amanda, emergency ordinance to authorize the mayor to enter into a contract to repair a sewer pump at the Amanda Court lift station. This will be voted upon at our next,
meeting. The lift station has been repaired, but we're coming back to ensure that, everything is in process and we in preparing this lift station. It'll be discussed at our next council meeting.
Actually, we're going to vote on it.
We're gonna vote tonight.
Is this
It's
on-
emergency.
It's running as emergency ordinance.
Mhm.
Well, with that being said, so
All right, do I have a second? All right, now, public participation, we have 2 minutes.
There you
Come
go.
to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. If you have a question about the emergency pump that needs to be done for the sewer pump at Amanda Court. This is your opportunity to public participation on this. Any questions? All right, there being no questions, any council discussion?
yes, I do have council discussion. I'd like Mr. Patterson, if you would please consult instrumental in getting this lift station repaired. Can you give us an overview, Mr. Patterson, on the man, please? We do have in our packets the invoice.
Yeah, we have 132, we have 66 lift stations across Bogalusa. 2 major, 3, 14, they expedite. They all kind of go to the 14 and 3. Then they, they're not that far from the treatment plant with that process. But all the public waste is expedited through these lift stations. 66 lift stations times 2 pumps per station, so we have 132 pumps in a perfect world. Both pumps are new in each station. Unfortunately, due to financial struggles, we obviously keep everyone where a pump goes out. Some of the pumps are running on one pump, at least 33 of them, or 30 of them. But the point is, that's a DEQ, that's a public safety issue, and we have to jump right on that. Even though we're cooperating with council, let them know step by step how we do it. Any other questions? Anybody got a question?
We know this pump is desperately needed. We know that. All right. This time, any other council discussion? All right, there be none, roll call please.
Councilwoman Smith,
Aye.
Councilwoman Davis,
I do have, I'm sorry, but I just want to give our citizens the amount. It was $1,700 for that bill. Aye.
Councilman Allen, Councilwoman Temple,
Aye.
Vice President Harden,
Aye.
Councilwoman Davis.
And just to decide that before we do that, we're going to have to adopt it as a regular ordinance next meeting. So, per our charter rules. So, we'll know that. So, anyway, we're moving on. Now, we have, we'll put this back where we was, introduction by, we've got ordinance introduced by Councilwoman Smith.
An ordinance for public records request as it pertains to persons with disabilities. Whereas Title II of the ADA applies to the state and local governments and all department agencies, special purpose districts, and other instrumentals of the state local governments. Whereas Title of the ADA Section 35130 says that the ADA requirements public entitles to make reasonable modifications in their usual way of doing things when necessary to accommodate people with disabilities. Any person may view records for free at City Hall during regular provided of a scheduled appointment is made. The records request is free to look, but once you receive a copy, it will be $1 per copy per page. Therefore, be it further ordained that any other ordinances and all parts of ordinances in conflicts are hereby repealed. This ordinance is to effectively be passed by the council and signed by the mayor. If not signed by the mayor, then it's effectively provided for the charter.
Okay, do I have a motion on that? Okay, second. Okay, we got a motion second, now public participation. particular ordinance is for public hearing. Please come to the microphone, state your name and record, name and address for the record. Please state your name and address for the record. You will have 2 minutes starting after you state your name and address.
Lori Williams, 622 Union Avenue. I have a question on that. Is it, you can bring your own person with you, or does it provide someone to help you? Like you come to city records
Yes,
and
sir.
you bring someone that can read it for you. And my husband's like blind,
That-
he can't see it, you bring someone with him. Or
Right,
is it the
he
city that
definitely
provides
can,
that?
and the city, will be able to provide someone down in the, records department that's able to read for him to explain everything that he needs help with. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else that has questions about this particular ordinance, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Okay, if there be none, we'll move to council discussion about this ordinance. Any council discussion?
One of the council discussion that I had is that, this particular ordinance, was attempted to be, from what I understand, in conjunction with, our rulings as well as, the American Disabilities Act. They got quite a few laws in place.
Yeah, speak directly into the microphone.
What I was about to say is that this particular ordinance is in conjunction with the American Disabilities Act, and there was quite a bit of laws that we had to go through in order to ensure that we were accommodating our handicap.
Okay? Any other council discussion? If there be none, any, I ask for roll call at this time, Ms. Baker.
Councilwoman Smith,
Aye.
Councilwoman Hayes,
Aye.
Councilman Marbury, Councilwoman Temple,
Aye.
Vice President Irvin,
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas.
Next, we have a ordinance to be introduced by Councilwoman Temples.
An ordinance requested by the Planning and Zoning for the Dollar General sign installation. The Planning and Zoning Commission of the City of Bogalusa is requesting the Dollar General sign be installed at the Highway 21 store, and the sign, according to Planning and Zoning, will be the same size as the previous sign.
Okay? This time, do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second? All right, public participation, any questions, or do we have somebody to comment on? All right, Mr.
Yeah,
Cloud?
you file Form 14 as a city. I think there's some miscommunication. This was not a request for you to approve that. The only reason we would correct you, that you would have to approve something is if we didn't vote on it, or it was passed more than, I think, 90 days. This was just, we have started sending you information about things that we approved, just so you're aware and there's no miscommunication. So just to be perfectly clear, we were not asking you to vote. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go back and change it. I'm just saying the intention was to keep you all informed about decisions that planning and zoning to make.
We still have to vote on the sign, though, correct, at some point, so.
Yes.
You do not have to vote on anything unless I said, like, if we turn it down or it's more than 90 days past. You can also choose not to accept what planning and zoning did. You always have that choice, but this was just an informative letter. It should have been an informative letter as opposed to a request for a vote. I don't know, if you have questions, ask me, but, the council has final say on everything. You know, the planning and zoning does, and we don't take anything away from you. You always have final say on it if you choose to. There was some miscommunication about a previous vote, so we decided we were going to send you letters when we made decisions so that you all would be aware of what we decided and why, and that was all that was intended to be, was just to let you know what we decided and why. And it doesn't take away or add to any of your responsibilities. Any questions?
So this won't, Mr. Cloud, so this won't hold up Dollar General's construction, and that's very
No,
important.
it's on track, and you know, it's already on track. This doesn't stop anything from going ahead, unless you chose to vote no on it.
Okay. That's
They have to have it.
Yeah, we still got it. So, okay. All right, any other public participation about the Dollar General sign that goes on Sullivan Drive, Dollar General? As you know, it went through a fire, and they're basically replicating what they had before. So, any other public participation? All right, there being none, any council discussion? I think it's a very good thing that our retailer is coming back online, because the city desperately needs the revenue, and that community does need an outlet to get their groceries and supplies from, because believe it or not, they tell me it stays busy. So I'm more than happy to, the city of Bogalusa is more than happy to help them. So at this time, I'm going to ask for, if there not be no more council discussion, I ask for a roll call, Ms. Wood.
Councilwoman Smith.
Aye.
Councilwoman Hicks.
Aye.
Councilman Rogers. Councilwoman Temple.
Aye.
Vice President Irvin.
Aye.
And Councilwoman Davis.
Aye.
All right, that concludes our business section of this council meeting. We now move to public participation at this time. Once again,
Keep going.
okay, keep going. Okay. Public participation. We're going to start with Ms. Gladys Lanton. Ms. Gladys Lanton, will you do it? All right, Ms. Lanton, as you're approaching the podium, you will have 2 minutes. Your 2 minutes will start after you state your name and address for the record.
My name is Mrs. Gladys Lanton, 1915 Rose Pearl Lane. My concerns for today, good evening, you all.
Good evening.
It's going to be
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, and staff. I've noticed that the holes on my street have gotten bigger. It's gotten to the point where birds have made a bird bath there. And up and down Rose and Pearl, further up in the 1800 block, we have big holes forming, and that needs major attention because it's hard to drive. You have to stop and wait for the next one person to pass to keep them hitting that hole. Then you come around and keep them hitting one hole. But we need some help on Rose and Pearl. And so I called in this morning, and I talked to Cody, and he said he would get a work order in. And Ms. Temple said she would do the same thing as well. Also, I've noticed that there's a lot of, look like FEMA trailers moving in on the end of Rose Pearl, past the grill. There's a lot of them already down there, back off in the, kind of in the woods, not in on the lot. They're back off in the little woods area. It's a lot of FEMA trailers, and there's a lot of traffic, a lot of strange people that we don't know that's moving around down there that we haven't seen. And they have 3 dogs, they have some dogs that's constantly running everybody. If anybody's walking, they're trying to attack. So I did call, whatever it is.
Animal control.
Animal control, and he said he was gonna come, but I guess they may have taken them in. There's 3 of them, and they attack anybody that's walking. They even attacked me putting my garbage out. Tried to attack me, and I had a stick, and he didn't back down. So I don't know what to do for that. And my last thing is the street signs and Papa's quarters. They are very nice. Thank you all for that. And even the flowers that are around the street signs look very, make the street look very nice in the neighborhood as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Lanton.
You're welcome.
Next, I have Rebecca Rebecca Farrell. As you approach the podium, Ms. Farrell, you will have 2 minutes. You will start after you state your name and address for the record, please.
Rebecca Farrell, 1931 Blighted Place. I don't know if you all realize that the last time
council meeting with Bogalusa. People have been calling me, complaining, what is wrong with you all? They're not saying anything good about you. They say you should be glad to have this young man as mayor. Other people would accept that with, oh, I don't understand you. The other administration did nothing. But I to everything. And that's wrong. This man is great. He's the first mayor we ever had that didn't have to borrow money. I don't understand your problem. Is it the good old boys? Or do they have your hands tied? There's something wrong with y'all. And everybody out of town says, you need to say no. And we're going to try to do that. I hope we can, because you're not doing your job. This man has been here over a year, and he's done more than the previous mayor in 8 years. But you don't want to accept it. That's wrong. Be for real and give the man a chance. It doesn't make sense to me now. I'm tired of it. You can't even get a hamburger on my side. You gotta go across the track to get a hamburger. I can't buy a pair of shoes. Nothing is here. Nothing. And it's getting worse. You need to make up your mind and make a change. It's time. We're not gonna put up with this together. You can listen or not listen, but I'm for real.
Next, we got Reverend Keith Merrill. Reverend Merrill has approached the podium. We will have 2 minutes, and he will be starting after your section of name and address to the record. So,
I can talk real fast. Keith Merrill, 925 East 4th Street, Department 7, Bogalusa, Louisiana. I don't mind sounding like a broken record. I do it quite often on Sundays. So the preacher used to sound like a broken record, saying the same thing over and over and over. We need to work together. Everyone achieves more when we work together. We need to go ahead and try to pass this budget and stop playing these games that these good old boys got y'all playing, and go ahead and get real with yourself. Because Miss Fowler is right. Bogalusa, we looking real stupid on the news. He's not looking stupid. The good people not looking stupid. You know who's looking stupid? The people that's playing the games are looking stupid. And some of them out here. But most of the people got common sense enough to know that something is wrong here in Bogalusa. Something is wrong with this city council. And we need to get ourselves together and stop making Bogalusa look stupid. And we wonder why young people don't want to come back here and try to do nothing. Do you blame them? Would you want if your child is for the right thing, would you want your child coming back to Bogalusa? Now, if your child will mimic you, then yeah, let them come back here and cause havoc like you're doing. But we need to come together and so we can achieve more and stop this game plan and pass this budget when it comes time to do it, and stop listening to these good old boys. Because the good old boys sit back laughing at you. They laughing at you. Because you're the joke. They not the joke, you the joke. Because everybody in here is grown, everybody in here supposed to be in their right mind. So we know right from wrong. So let's not make Bogalusa look like a starving food and make Bogalusa look good on the map. So our young people would want to come back here like Mayor Trump has come back. Our young people want to come back here and try to do something to benefit this city. And y'all stop benefiting the good old boys. Have a good day.
all right, next we have Ellen Carter. Ms. Carter. Ms. Carter, as you approach the podium, you'll have 2 minutes starting after the section of name and address for the record.
Good afternoon, I'm Ellen Carter, 1406 Hickory Avenue. I know it sounds broke right, but I'm sorry. I'm still wanting help with this speed home. And 524 6th Avenue, you can't go down Councilman Street over here because it's not holes, it's ditches.
Amen.
And I refuse to go down there in my car. I told him, my ex-husband lived down here. I told him, I'm going to have to walk past those holes so I pick him up because I want to take my car. But please, 524 6th Avenue.
It's the whole entire street.
It's on
It's
the
been
middle
submitted and submitted and submitted and
They've been
submitted.
out, look, they've been out.
Oh, Lord, but they ain't make that yet.
No, they haven't made it yet, but it has been submitted several times, as well as the sewer problem down there.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And
Your speed bump.
Papa Warren, their sign very nice, so we want something too.
All right.
If y'all can manage that, we appreciate you. And thank you. Thank you, Ms. Carter.
All right. Next, we have Ms. Debbie McLeod. Ms. McLeod, as you know, to approach the podium, you have 2 minutes. You need to start after the section name and address for the record.
Kevin Powell, 414 Mississippi Avenue. When did you change it from 4 minutes to 3 minutes to 2 minutes? When did you guys vote on that and make that decision? Because the first time I ever heard about that was in the last budget meeting. Next, and pretty critical, is how did you manage to skip 2 proposed ordinances and just bypass them and not even put them on the agenda? They're on the agenda and you just skipped them. Introduction of the budget ordinance and walking carriage council on aging. You just skipped by them. Don't answer yet. I think that's illegal, but next is that you guys won't talk about stuff. It's driving me crazy. So you have the opportunity to talk to people about millage tax, okay? People are listening, they're going to watch this on TV, they're going to watch it on the internet. You have an opportunity to tell people why this is important. Have an opportunity to tell them this is not going to increase their taxes. You have an opportunity to talk to people. This is probably the only way you can do it. And instead of doing that, you sit silent and say nothing. So first of all, I want to say that I think what you're doing is illegal. I think you have to go back. I don't know how you're going to fix this, but you need to fix this. This is illegal not to bring the budget in. And I would like to know how that went. And I also want to talk to you about, I'm not trying to be ugly with y'all, but you guys vote and say nothing. You don't talk about why you vote the way you vote. You don't explain to people what your thinking is. You just vote. And what you're doing is that you're not helping yourself. You're not communicating to your voters what is going on and why you're voting the way you're voting. You're really missing an opportunity. And every time I talk to people, what I hear is that I don't understand what's going on. And I can tell you it's because you're not talking. Okay? You have an opportunity every single time to take your administrative remarks, your vote. You have time before you vote to say, I'm voting this way because what is it that you don't want to own it? And tell me when we change the time, because I don't believe that was
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Thank you. All right. Next, we have Ms. Chancellor Bickham. Ms. Bickham, before you start, you have 2 minutes immediately begin after the section name and address for the record.
Chasm Rickle, 1823 Avenue H. I am here tonight because I'm sick and tired for a year and a half of the accusations made against the previous administration. I would like to ask council, the mayor, and the city attorney to open an official investigation, have those computers forensically examined, and whatever else needs to be done to put this to rest. I'm sick of it. And y'all have the power to do that. I mean, it's an investigation against me. I want it done. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have Ms. Beth Preston. Mrs. Preston, are you going to go? Ms. Beth Preston.
It's exactly.
As you approach the Hogan, you have 2 minutes.
Okay.
State your name and address for the record.
Okay, my name is Yvette, E-Y-V-E-T-T-E, Preston. My address is 641 St. Augustine Street, Bogalusa, Louisiana. I think the best way I summed up the last few meetings is the good, the bad, and the ugly. There are good things going on here in Bogalusa. I've seen larger police presence. I've seen some of these gas stations being cleaned up. I've seen the police at them on a regular basis. So there are good things happening in the city. Not just to point to the bad, which leads me to my next one. The bad. The bad part that's going on within this city is not all people are on the same accord. We sit here week after week and we listen to the majority councilman. But I sat in that last councilman meeting and I saw the will of the people ignored. I saw people who are on the list in competition step down for a more qualified candidate. I saw other members in this community speak very highly of that candidate and her ability, yet and still the will of the people was ignored. We're not going to continue to allow you to ignore the will. Just as we voted you in, we have that option to vote you out. And don't think we have not been noticing some of the actions of this council. One thing I would say about Ms. Temple, she maintains her Supreme Court. But one negative thing I could say is, I would like for you to speak more on what you feel, not just what the council feels. We would like to hear your opinion. Thank you.
Next, we got Ms. Lauren Lawrence.
Yes.
You got Thomas Dash for 2 minutes after you say your name and address for the record.
Hey, Darlene Gas, 602 Virginia Avenue. I'd like an update on the blighted properties removal. I believe it was spring of 2023, the thing was supposed to happen. Then it was in the fall of 2023.
Speaking in microphone.
I'm sorry. And I'd like to know, make sure money's going to set aside for these removal of these blighted properties. Is there any updates? Do you have that?
Okay, any other questions you have?
That's it.
Okay. Anybody got any comments from the public works about the blighted houses being pulled out?
There's a whole list. I have right out next door. This is so.
608 Virginia.
I think the whole list is like 12 properties.
We just want to let you know this tomorrow. 608 Virginia. I apologize about the deal. I was causing interference. He'll probably make his comments and administrative remarks. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Sure. Good evening, everybody. To start with the Blighted housing, so the deal was we were waiting to hear back from the state. So when we put the notice in with the Daily News, the date was wrong. It was posted wrong, so when we went through the final process of the grant application, we were disqualified. Even though we held the public meeting, just because one date was off in the paper, it disqualified us. So we're putting back in for it. But in the meantime, we have about 23 houses that have the asbestos reports already done. The legal department has already sent out those letters last summer, letting them know that we plan to remove all the properties. So as soon as this budget is passed and we get back up with our heavy equipment operators, because we're down to one, I believe. And he's strictly focused on sewer projects right now, so once that's done, we're gonna try to use the city workforce to tear down those 23. We're also working with the city prosecutor on about 12 more houses, so I'll check in with him tomorrow. As far as administrative remarks, I just have one thing.
Hang on, we're not there yet. Just, hang on, we're not there. We're still in public participation. Give me just a moment. I got Miss Dee McCullough. Ms. McCullough, as you're approaching the podium, you'll have 2 minutes, starting immediately after you set your name and address for the record, ma'am.
Aditi McCullough, 600 Jones Road, Bogalusa.
And please speak loud as you can.
I am the principal and CEO of North Shore Charter School, and since last July, we have been in negotiations with the city of Bogalusa for the National Guard Armory that we have leased for the last 10 years. Unfortunately, we have not come to any type of resolution, so I'm coming to the council and I'm asking for your help. The last time that I believe we have communicated with the mayor was February 22nd. My attorney sent an email requesting a lease that the city would be happy with, because I think you could ask anyone who's been involved with this. We have had many different versions. So we kind of got muddy on where we were and what exactly the city was asking for, and we haven't heard back. So what I did, I went back and I took the last lease that came from Mr. Sanders, and I adjusted it because the problem was CPI. We had asked about a short-term lease and then a long-term lease. Well, we're back to asking for a 2-year lease. We'd like a 2-year lease. The amount, I would like the council to discuss and decide on. Just let me remind you that we are a nonprofit. I think other nonprofits in the city are paying $1 a year. The last amount that we were asked to pay was $8,500 per month. I think that is a little excessive for a nonprofit school. Our school is also the highest performing school in the city of Bogalusa. So instead of trying to push us out, make us spend money on things other than our children, I'm asking the council to please get together. I want to pay a fair lease. I do not want the city to go into debt for Bogalusa, for North Shore Charter School.
All right, thank you, Ms. McCullough.
Ms. McCullough, I do have a question for you, please. The rate that was presented to you, it was based on the square footage of the building, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is the city still paying the insurance?
Yes.
And does the city also pay for any maintenance work that needs to be done on the building?
No. I believe the insurance is around $35,000 a year.
The last time you spoke, quote unquote, you were in agreement to paying the insurance yourself?
Yes. But I think that
In a building that the city owns, you may have to cover the insurance still, or did you work that out on the building?
No, we really haven't worked anything out. What I'd like you to consider, charge us the full amount for the insurance. As you said, we don't want the city to go into debt. So what about us paying the city back for the insurance, $3,000 a month, which it roughly is, and additional $2,000 or $3,000 a month for the lease? So $5,000 or $6,000 a month. There's nothing else that the city owes on that building. We have paid for all of the maintenance and repairs for the last 10 years. So that would be free and clear money that the city would get each month.
And thank you so much, and thank you to your scholars and all your educators there, because y'all are doing a wonderful, amazing job with those kids.
I appreciate that, more than you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Any other questions for me?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, we've got 3 more, and then we're going to be on to administrative remarks. Next, we have Mr. Marvin Austin, you can hear me, sir. Mr. Austin, as you approach the podium, you have 2 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record.
Marvin Austin, 736 Lawrence Avenue, Bogalusa, Louisiana. The young lady said earlier, in the last meeting, she felt like the public ignored her. And I do too. We are representative government. That means the people out here put you there to represent us. And when you ignore us and don't listen to what the people say to you, as you said, they all remember. You know, we have a new mayor. We've had other mayors in the past. I want to equate it to something that I learned. My grandmother was a great cook. And she cooked red beans. She let those beans soak all night. But one day I was looking at television and they had a chef on. He said, take those red beans and put all the ingredients in the pot and turn them up high and let them come to a boil. He said, then get you some cold water and pour that cold water in there and turn it down and let it cook slow. And what I'm saying is, council, y'all have really felt the heat because we haven't been turned up. It's summer. I have a 4th grade school teacher, her name was Corey Young. If someone would do something wrong in that class, and she came in and she wanted to know who it was, and everybody was quiet, she said, good, Dr. Soul, what is that? And every one of them said, take their line up, till somebody said, he did. She did. As Ms. Farrell said, I get called all over. I got called from people getting money. They want to come in and solve my money. And they want to open the business with them.
Thank you, Mr.
But they're tired of this nonsense and they're saying the city council. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Austin. Next, we have Ashley McMillan. Ms. McMillan, as you approach the podium, reminder, you have 2 minutes, and your 2 minutes will start after you state your name and address for the record.
Ashley McMillan, 713 Avenue K. I listened to a meeting from Friday, I believe the 2nd, online last night. And there was a couple things that we were concerned, there was some back and forth that I didn't really care for, but that's okay. But my question is, was there any resolution in that meeting? Because I listened to the whole thing and I don't think there was. I definitely have questions about the fire department concerning the fact that they're understaffed and what is the plans for giving the fire department the resources and stuff that they need.
I will be able to address that, Ms. McGill, during my council remarks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would also like to comment that there are some wonderful things for the children to do during the summertime. The library has several resources. There's other places out in this community that are also offering good things for our kids. The movie nights are especially good. I like those. So, yeah, let's do some good around here. Okay?
Thank you, Ms. McMillan. All right. Next, we have Mr. Faith Farrell, who will be our last public speaker for tonight. Mr. Farrell, as you know, will have 2 minutes, and your 2 minutes will start after you state your name and address for the record.
Faith Farrell, 1931 Deepwood. I'd like to know where these 2 minutes cut off coming from.
You all is totally disrespecting us. You all is trying to stop us from coming to this podium to speak. You all hadn't told us anything about you gonna cut out time. You all did not recognize us at the other meeting when we were getting a new council. The public spoke up and let y'all know who they wanted to put in. Y'all totally disrespected that. So since y'all disrespecting us, I think it's time for us to come after you all. That's my bottom line on that. Because when you jump up here and cut us down to 2 minutes, that really teed me off. It really did. And another thing, you all need to stop talking about this budget and pass it. Every time you look around, you got this budget on this agenda. And you're not doing anything but playing games. It's time out. Everybody all over the world is talking about you all. Now, Mark, tell me where this 2 minutes come from.
We'll discuss that.
No. I want to answer now. Where did 2 minutes come from?
We can give you, as long as we give you reasonable minutes. Reasonable minutes, state law. It's within reason.
Hold it.
I sat in the course for the late Attorney General, and it is their suggestion, because we were having issues down here, to bring meetings under control.
Wait, the issue is you all.
But hey, listen, we're not in the back and forth. I want you to finish what you're saying.
You know what? You all not working for us. You all are working for the good old boys. Y'all trying to stop us from talking? Y'all trying to keep this budget from passing? That's the good old boys talking. This is not you all. Y'all just relate what they say you do. That's all it is. Let's read the facts. Citizens, it's time to get rid of the council. It's time to move out of their seats. They are no longer representing the city of Bogalusa. And get rid of this 2 minutes. The next meeting, I want my regular time back.
Thank you, Mr. Farrell. All right. Now, administrative remarks, Mayor.
Thank you. So, Mr. McMillan, to answer your question, this new budget adds 2 firemen. There are a lot of things at play when it comes to supporting the city workforce. I know it's easy to say, we want to add more to departments that are low in manpower. Every city department is low in manpower. But we are adding 2 additional firemen.
I'm sorry, it was just a concern because it sounded, whenever I was listening, that it was just so dire versus other departments. And I know we're not working on the scale that we once were, so I understand. I just wanted to know, because they sound like they're strapped over it.
Yes, ma'am. As far as the charter school lease, I won't negotiate in public, but I do have a few points. The first of which being, it's a lot of things that citizens can run to the council for and about. But when it comes to facilities, when it comes to lease negotiations, it's very specific about who has the power here. And nobody wants the charter school to go anywhere. I support the charter school. We invite the charter school to all of our events. We appreciate the kids. We love it. So that's not the problem here. We had an agreement, and the agreement shifted due to CPI and a few other things in the lease, which we will be reapproaching your attorneys with. Also, sometimes we have to make cuts in some areas. And I believe that the salary area at the charter school is a place that we can make cuts. That's the same thing that I had to do with these budgets. We take money from certain places, we put them in other places, all depending on the priorities of your organization. So I would just like to encourage you to think about that. Because there are a lot of low salaries. We're talking about salaries here. So my advice would just be, let's continue to negotiate. I respectfully ask that the council stay out of it until it's your turn to actually vote up or down. In terms of, I think those were the main 2 citizens' complaints to address. May is Older Americans Month, so I'd like to read this proclamation. Whereas the city of Bogalusa includes a growing number of older Americans who enrich our community through their diverse life experiences, and whereas the city of Bogalusa is committed to strengthening our community by connecting with and supporting older adults, their families and caregivers, and acknowledging their many valuable contributions And whereas the city of Bogalusa recognizes the importance of bringing together all generations and engaging in activities that promote physical, mental, and emotional well-being for the benefit of all. And whereas the city of Bogalusa can enhance the lives of older Americans in our community by promoting home and community-based services that support independent living, involving older adults in community events and other activities, and providing opportunities for older adults to work, volunteer, learn, lead, and mentor. Now therefore, I, Tyrone T. Strong, Mayor of the City of Bogalusa, do hereby proclaim May 2024 to be Older Americans Month. I urge every resident to take time during this month to recognize older adults and the people who serve them as essential and valuable members of our community. And I'd just like to end by acknowledging that we do have a very stately citizen in the room. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Very stately citizen in the room, Ms. Jackson, who is 96 years old. Y'all, let's give her that's all for remarks from the mayor's office, but we do have some public works remarks.
I just want to paint a picture, let y'all know what I have to deal with on a daily basis, myself and James Morris, every day. And I understand, you know, the citizens have multiple things that need to be done. Prior, not just 22, 21, 20, but the last prior 8 years, by the time we took over, it went from 2 backhoes to 1, 8 zero-turn bush hogs to 2, we're down to 2, 7 tractors, we're down to 3, 4 dump trucks, 1 large one, we're down to 1 excavator, a $250,000 excavator, we're paying $4,000 a month to rent one, we have none. We had multiple city vehicles for different reasons. We barely, from just where everything we have is old. And then we have barely enough vehicles to get the job done. So this budget is very, very important because we're in the 4 line. And we're trying to make do with what we got. In 2022, there was 530 work orders completed. In 2022, there's 533. I want to get that clear. In 2023, we did 2,300 and something with what we had to work with. So don't think this mayor don't just pop the whip. We do get it done when we got it. We had the tools to work with, and this budget gets passed, we can really do some wondrous things. Thank you.
Mr. President, that seems to be completely off from whether or not you mentioned the budget or clarify that.
It's been introduced. It's a done deal. It's introduced. The budget here. Yeah.
You can't hear you. Would you like me to my comments?
Hang on 1 second. The budget has been introduced. I was sitting here when it's read. Introduced. When you gonna read it? It was introduced.
The budget was introduced tonight. If I may, I go ahead and my comments.
Any more administrative remarks? All right, now, to the council discussion. How do you go ahead? Councilman Bates?
Yes, good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. Thank you for your continued prayers.
Speaking to the microphone.
Thank you for your continued Thank you for your continued prayers tonight, and thank you for your attendance. Thank you for your comments on tonight, and thank you for all your constructive and deconstructive comments on tonight. I would like to also say tonight, in reference to a couple of comments tonight, we're doing this that we can on this budget. The budget was introduced today. We did have a productive meeting. It was very voiceful last week, but we did come to a resolution whereas the fire department has to get information back to Mr. Bailey on the proposed budget. The police department, from what I understand, they have been more or less satisfied. And first time I heard from Public Works, but hopefully with this budget, I will be having a finance meeting this coming Thursday, and also to say within the resolution that we had, it was defined, the mayor and I spoke, and we spoke during our finance meeting, whereas ENA, not ENA, but the legislative office indicated we could pass the budget without fund balance. So the mayor, he did change his statement, which I agreed upon, him changing his statement, whereas we were recommended to do that since the law says one thing and legislative office is saying another. So thank you, Mayor, for doing that. Also, we had a resolution whereas the legislative office indicated we could have an estimated fund balance within the budget. And Mr. Bailey has indicated that we picked up our budgets on Thursday. I went through mine early today, last night, and everything, like I told Mr. Bailey, I said we have a couple more hurdles to go, and we should be ready to go ahead and do what we have to do. Everybody's waiting on this budget. Everybody wants this budget, including the council. Believe it or not, we do. But there's some guidelines that we have to follow and some laws that we have to follow. There's considerations of all of the departments, that negotiations going back and forth between the administration and those departments. And as I said, we're almost there. And to also, Mr. Bailey gave me good news about possibly with our 2022 closeout. He received information, I'm sure he doesn't mind sharing this, but he received information, whereas once the 2022 closeout is done, the information will come back to City Hall, whereas Mr. Bailey will review it and approve it. And he let me know today he did receive his end of it, so that's very, very good news. We will just have to now, once he sends it back to them, hopefully the next couple of days, that's when our CPA will get the information that she needs in order to do her piece on the closeout, then support it to the legislative auditors. In addition to that, so that's very, very good news. I think that we work very hard, the administration worked very hard, the mayors worked very hard into going and getting these numbers, negotiated. So that's where we are. Once again, it's not about playing with the budget and some comments that were made. But I think that we are almost there. And I just like to make a slight comment. I'm sure as far as the 4 minutes that was voted upon, the 4 minutes was voted upon somewhere in 2015 or 16, we voted on the 4 minutes, and I'm sure we will be revisiting that. I believe you said that, right?
Not yet.
Okay, yeah, because we did vote on that. There was a vote. There was a council vote. First we went down to 2 minutes, then we had 0 minutes, unlimited, then we went to 4 minutes. So we just, as I said, we probably, revisit that. I just want to thank all the departments for working with me, the unions, for working and going back and forth with these numbers, making sure everyone, are palatable. The numbers are palatable for everyone. And we do have existing, fund balances, estimated fund balances in place. And, with this, 2022 budget, that is the block for us. So hopefully, we will get that done, we'll get it revived, and we can move on to receive all of the other benefits that a city has, without being on a non-compliance list. I believe that's all I have at this time.
Next, we got Ms. Smith.
Thank you. I would like to thank everybody for coming out, taking time out of your busy schedules, and just to hear the concerns of the citizens. My name is Tamara Smith, Councilwoman at Large. My contact number is 985-570-7145. Please call me any questions. If I don't have the answers, I will try to get back with you with the correct answer. Also, Mr. James, I do have a question. Under the last administration, I know that some equipment was purchased, like the machines, the bush hog machines. Do we still have those machines? What happened to the last machines that were purchased under the last administration? Bush hog and a tractor, it should still be under contract.
No, generally speaking, even under the previous mayor's administration, they purchased 3 boats, which there wasn't, we have them. But there was also 2 Meanders, there was 3 John Deeres. So you deal with all these other options you had. But right there in the last year before Wendy went out, they did purchase these new tractors. But it's not enough. You have to have multiple because you're all over. You got tractors at the airport, and we had up to 12 zero-turns over a period. Not saying they were all going by 22, but over a period of attrition, all this equipment is worn out or gone. So when we came in, and not even politically involved anybody, that's what we had. We had some new stuff, but it ain't enough. It's not enough. So that's what I was addressing. What previous administrations have had to work with is a lot more equipment.
So you saying equipment is missing, or it's just broke down?
No, it's just over a period of years. Like I said, they had an 8-yard dump truck, a big one, and 3 6-yard dump trucks. All right. Now we have 1 6-yard dump truck. The other 2 are just tongues hanging out of junk. And the 8-yard is junk. We had to zero on it, for public auction. The excavator we had, we got some use out of it in 22. It burned. So we've been renting an excavator from down the mill that cost them almost $4,000 a month for over a year. But we had no choice. That's our main ditch too. That's how we roll. Previous, just the last year, 22, before we came in, they had 2 backhoes. Well, one was already old, but it didn't make it long. It was already about to die, and it went out. So we were down to 1 backhoe. The other backhoe was bought probably, 2015. I'm just saying it's over a period of time. But because we haven't been able to address that dead on and get the equipment needed for the job done, that's my frustration. No politics, no none of that.
Right.
I can care less about some politics. Just straight get the job done. And we're very hamstringed, but we've been getting a lot done with what we got.
Yes, y'all definitely have. So did you use any?
Because you can come down the yard and see all the zero turn, broken axles.
That's okay, that's your job. You
I promise it's frustrating for me.
But the machines that are broken, were we able to use the warranty to replace,
Everything with the Kubotas are out of warranty, and they don't give you but about a year, maybe two. Your bush hogs, you don't get a warranty on them, because, they go through so much, their companies won't warranty them. But we do stay on top of that, we're very aware of the cost and all of that. And like I said, Rob Wallace bought 3 Kubotas right before we came in, and they're blessed and we use them. But it's just not enough. We had 2 of them, we had 3 John Deeres, and so that's kind of where we're at. Grass season comes around, we really try. But like we had two zero turn, 2 guys on 2 zero turn bush hogs. We have 1 zero turn in Cassidy Park. That's 3 right there. And then zero turns to the cemeteries. Zero turn, we don't have all of them. Now the 2 guys that usually go around and do the water wells, Josh's zero turn is down in the park. So these 2 guys are having to go to the park, to the cemeteries. We get the MH crew to pick up a lot of the slack. But, I can break it down for you.
right, because I saw 2 guys this past week, and they were getting a part together, which really looks nice, but they were out there,
Yeah, we just do, and obviously we lost a lot of people. So we politics and politics.
Right.
I need some money.
You just need it.
Just give me some money.
Mr. Pass, a question. Have you had an opportunity to review the current, moving forward, the budget in the equipment area? Have you?
Yeah, I reviewed it.
Okay.
I reviewed it. And,
is it palatable?
Yes.
On the slide or anything?
No, I think the mayor's budget is on spot. I mean, it's just, we're working with nothing right now. And like I said, in the aforementioned, just imagine that, I've been dealing with Uber's case here lately, with corporation, we've had these lift stations. I tried to educate you a little bit on what's going on with them. But imagine 132 pumps that run 24/7. They're grinder pumps. So they pump, they get rags, supposedly flushable rags, flushable, and it tears them up constantly. So when you got 132 pumps, you're going to have 2-3 a week. These pumps range from $1,750 and in lift stations to $8,000 a piece. We have one in Poplar Quarters that's $30,000.
Yes.
We have 3 in Station 14, which is our main lift station. Each one of them pumps costs $22,000 a piece. We're trying, next council meeting, we're going to present 2 of them. That's $44,000, and we need them. So we're having to rent pumps for. So I'm just saying we hamstrung.
Yes, I am reviewing the ARPA funds, see that helps us out a bit.
Right. But it's just as a new administration, you come in and you review what do we need? How many weed eaters? We need to buy some more weed eaters. We need to do that. That was my job, and I have to report to the mayor and let him know, look, we need this, and this, and we can't get it. So that's kind of where it stops and starts for me. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And, also to Ms. Dean, hopefully the mayor and the powers that be, will be able to come to some type of agreement, not trying to overstep or anything, but, it's 2024, the cost of living has went up. The cost of the buildings to rent in other cities has went up, so I would think that the mayor is just trying to be transparent across the board to bring in more revenue. And, it may be that y'all are going to have to just go back to the drawing table to see, not trying to, like you say, you bring it to the council, which is fine. The mayor said we'll vote mayor, which is correct. But also, too, we do have to remember that the cost of living is going up. And a lot of times we're stuck on one set price when we do have to have room to move, push, go to, you know, try not to be like other cities or other towns, but just try to be fair and transparent across the board. So hopefully you guys will be able to work that out. Also, just want to thank the fire department as well as the police department. Commend y'all for doing a great job, continue the good work. And for all the citizens, everyone that's concerned, everyone that's listening in, we're all great. Everyone is great. Everyone looks great. And I just want to thank y'all for everything that y'all do. It's some good, it's some bad everywhere. But remember, the good will always outweigh the bad. And have a nice day.
I just have a couple of things tonight. I'd like to go back. Ms. McLeod mentioned that I was not discussing the ordinance setting the ad valorem tax rates that we passed tonight. This was introduced back on April 17th, and at that meeting, David Wolf was here, our bond attorney, and he went through and explained the rates and how they were applied and what it was, and explained to everyone here that that was not a new tax, that it was a renewal. So this has been discussed previously at a previous meeting. The last thing I'd like to say is this week is National Teacher and Nurse Appreciation Month. Please thank these people. Sometimes both of these professions can be very thankless, but very rewarding at the same time. Thank you.
Councilman O'Reilly.
I want to start off by apologizing to these 10 people who's offended behind my appointment. I'm sorry that disappointed y'all. I won't be here after November, so y'all can do what you feel you need to do at that time. I did serve on the city council 2 terms elected by the people. I served as council president twice. I had to fill in some situations going on out there. I worked personally with Mr. Bailey and Samuel Bone and several other people. And I see the administration. So the non-qualified part is kind of disturbing. I don't know how more qualified you can be to fill in for 5 months. So I apologize for offending y'all from people that's upset behind my appointment. Also, Ms. Carter, I do agree with you. We need something in Richmond Town. I know what you want to say. And I like that popcorn sign too. When I sing, I thought about us. So we gonna do everything in our power to get on over to the south side and get us some over there as well. Last thing I wanted to say was Danielle Keys was my boss lady for 15 years. She was my church member for the past 10 years. A personal friend of mine, one of the closest female friends I had. So with me being appointed to this position, I know that she's pleased, and her family personally asked me about going, and so I felt honored to do that for her. As I said last meeting, I have no desire to be on the city council ever again. I don't miss the foolishness. I don't miss the disrespect, how we talk over each other, how the public just will say whatever they want to say. Sometimes we too busy chit-chatting, talking, or other folks are talking, that's disrespectful. So I don't miss coming up here, pointing at somebody, calling somebody a whole bunch of names, and won't say nothing to them in Walmart or in public, or have so much to say in front of everyone else to show out and look good. So I don't miss none of this. And I'm going to get through this to November, but I would pray and ask that we would get to a place where we can respect each other. You don't have to like nobody, but all this talking over one another and the fakeness that come with it is mind-blowing. This is a public meeting. We're trying to get some things accomplished, and you may not like everybody. That's what the elections is for. You want to vote somebody out? Vote them out. You want to get your petition and recall somebody? Recall them. But until then, let's just try to respect one another, as I'm trying to say now. Because respect goes both ways, and I pray and hope that this city can exemplify that, so that everyone will come here and understand that we may not like each other, but at least we can try to respect each other and do what we can and work together to move the city forward. So that being said, thank you.
Amen.
First, I want to start off by saying good evening. Thank you all for coming.
like to congratulate Councilman O'Reilly for stepping up. Next week is graduation. I would like to say to all the parents that has a high school senior that is graduating, congratulations. This is not an easy job. Been there, done that, and started all over. To all the mothers, have a blessed and happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Rose. I want to first take my time as we sit here tonight. On the other side of town, Bogalusa High School, several seniors are graduating from Bogalusa High School. I would like to say congratulations to them. We have been there as a graduate of Bogalusa High School. Many of us sitting up here are. We're still proud of Bogalusa. We want to do the very best about Bogalusa. But let me first tell you, we have to get it out of the news and we have to maintain decorum. The state of Louisiana has been on our behinds about bringing the meetings under control. And the suggestion was to us, and it came down from the Attorney General. I said, I know I'm in class about open meetings, and it was suggested to me by the legislative auditors to bring the meetings under control. So, believe it or not, by state law, it says nowhere you even have to have 2 minutes or 4 minutes. It does have to be reasonable length, is what the Assistant Attorney General said, reasonable length. So, this was our whole part of us bringing the meetings under control, allowing you to speak. I do, believe it or not, by state law, we do reserve the right after you notice we say the business portion of the meeting is conducted, we reserve the right to shut down that meeting right there without any kind of repercussions from the state. We do. But we allow you to speak, the mayor and us, so we can hear from us. And I'm sorry if y'all got your feelings hurt, but guys, it has to come under control. We will bring great things to Bogalusa, and believe it or not, we will make Mayor Trump look good too, on that side too. I know me and him may have our differences, but I want to tell you something. There is one thing about both of us, we do love Bogalusa. And I have been here a long, long, long time, and I love some of y'all. I see some of y'all in Walmart and other stores. And do I ever disrespect any of y'all? No, I do not. The ones that come up here and heckle and everything, I still shake y'all's hand and look y'all in the eye. At least, that's something. But one thing about it, we're all Bogalusans. We all have opinion. But we want to make Bogalusa look great to you and make the parish unified. And so the parish will work with us on the street improvements after we get through the sewer improvements. And oh, by the way, no decisions have been made on the budget. I want to clarify that. We introduced the budget tonight. That shows our first step, that our door is open. We're going to be rereading this budget and examining it on our own and getting our own opinion about it. And if we have any opinions, we're going to have a finance meeting on Friday, and I asked for that meeting also to go with it.
Friday or Tuesday?
Both Thursday and possibly Friday as well.
Thursday and possibly Friday as well.
5:30.
5:30. So,
In the war room.
But, I want to tell you something, I do not, and the rest of the council up here, we want peace and harmony between the citizens and administration. We want to work together, and we're going to work on this budget. We have to have this budget in place. I want to thank all of y'all. Please come again. We will have another meeting in about around the 21st, May the 21st. We do thank you for your spirit of cooperation and continue to remember Bogalusa and always put Bogalusa first. That meetings of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Thank you. Have a great night.
But hey,